Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin is still holding above yesterday's low. That is very important for upside trend continuation. We are at a really critical point. Downside momentum is still not strong enough to push the price down. Okay. Upside momentum is, however, reducing as it seems. You can, just see that when you look at the MACD. We've got a bearish cross on the 1 hour chart. Okay, maybe not so relevant. But you see here as well that we are in the red range on the MACD. So, certainly not strong upside momentum at the moment. Yeah, it rather actually looks as if we have bearish divergences here on the MACD. So it's just something to be aware of, yeah, as the MACD, momentum indicator here forms lower highs while the price is pushing higher, forming higher highs. It's just something to be aware of. It's not a confirmation that this uptrend is completed, but I can only, just reiterate what I said before, which is we have fulfilled really the minimum requirements also structurally from this move up. We have 5-wave move to the upside from the 5th of March lows. That could constitute a complete move to the upside. I would still prefer further upside though, short term at least to one more high, and ideally to around about $76,200. If you're interested in the daily time frame, the greater context, feel free to check out my last video. This is really just an intraday short-term update, but it's very much important to be very much aware of the risk at this point, because few things. We have completed 5 waves to the upside. Well, that does never mean we have to top in this region, but we can. It's now complete 5 waves up. Yep, a 5th wave can extend. That's what I prefer. And I would prefer that as long as support levels are holding. It's crucial to understand what are the support levels that now need to break to give us an indication that a top has formed. Talking about a substantial top, which could then drive the price down into maybe the mid 50K, the high 50K region, for a more substantial wave for pullback. Well, it's in the first instance yesterday's low. Yesterday's low, as long as it's holding, all good. But a break below 68,520 would be really a first indication that a top has formed. If that top is followed, or if that break is followed by a break below the orange support zone, so below 66,526, yeah, that is when we have really, let's say, a more solid indication that a top has formed. Until then, I continue to assume further upside extensions, and bear in mind this move up can just continue to extend as long as micro support levels are holding. Always bear in mind a break below micro support is only a first indication that a trend might be changing, but here now we are very much extended on the daily time frame as well. Now the market is overheated, people would say. Now, we are in an overall third wave. We want the market to be overheated in a third wave. But that still means we need to be on the side of caution because we're so far away from larger degree support zones, and a wave 4 pullback is due at some point here. Now, I would still prefer the price to reach the 76K level, but bear in mind, it's what I prefer. It's not, the minimum requirements are fulfilled. A more healthy wave 5 would drive us to $76,290. Maybe even higher. Above that, looking ahead further, the next upside targets after that are 80K and 82K. Now, my stance is that I'm skeptical that 80K and 82K will be reached without a deeper pullback. I think there will be a deeper pullback before that, which is why it's so important to be very much aware of the risk. However, these targets remain relevant and realistic as long as no support level is broken. I hope that's very clear. And so you need to think about what that means for your portfolio. There might be people who just don't care. They just hodl through. I'm still waiting for the price to get above 100K and everything, But the analysis and trading are always different. It's always a question of reward and risk for a trader or investor. For anybody who's bought in the bear market, and you have solid profits, and it is never a bad idea to secure some partial profits. But if you want to do that, that depends on your own average cost. It depends on your risk management, your risk profile, and so on. So I can only say I think it's a reasonable area to take partial profits, but I would not take everything off the table. In fact, I have most of my positions still in, but I have secured partial profits. But yeah, if anybody only bought down here, I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if it's the right time to buy. It's individual decision. I can really only help you understand the chart structure, and I think we still have a good chance to go higher. However, if I go to the 5-minute chart, I know it's a very, very small time frame. This move down looks a bit like a 5-wave pattern. It's only the 5-minute chart, so it's a and then we have 3 waves up. So it could be an early indication that maybe we've topped. Maybe we've topped. I can only highlight that for you. It's something to observe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If that turns into a larger 5-wave move down, which breaks below support, I highlight that in. Oh, you can't really see red, can you? Green doesn't really sound right for a downturn. All right, I'll just leave it like that. Okay, anyway, yeah, I just want to highlight there could be a 5-wave move to the downside from here. Yeah, which could start because we have an initial 5-wave move down. Now, that might also just simply be an A wave in a larger ABC. A, B, C. So that's both in the realm of possibility. It could be just wave 5 is extending. This is an A wave up, a B wave down, and a C wave up. So that's what could happen. What's probable, I'd say another extension, especially as long as yesterday's low is holding. However, I have to highlight the risk here that I see a micro 5-wave move down. Now that might simply be a larger ABC, which will then result in another rally in wave 5, but because we're dealing with this diagonal here, right, like this. Just want to make sure that it's clear that I can identify a first 5-wave move down. That is a warning when we're dealing with, because we're dealing with very high extended structures, and because we're so much extended to the upside, any 5-wave move down needs to ring a bell, okay? That doesn't mean we're coming down, not this long, but it means just now be on the side of caution. Observe it. Because we have 5 down, 3 up, it's possible that we come down a little more, okay? But is that a full 5 waves? I will really only know if we form the 5 waves and break below support. That would be a strong indication that we've topped. And then it could get, take the price down into the high 50, mid 50K region. Yeah, interesting developments. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.